Hello, my dear students. Good afternoon. Today we'll start atomic structure. We'll discuss about atomic structure. It is very important. And in atomic structure, many things you have, like what is the structure of atom, what are the fundamental particles or subatomic particles, and then you have what is the position of electron, position of neutron, and position of proton, like that, where protons and neutrons are present, where electrons are present. Okay, what is the nature of electron completely? Electron has a dual nature, like that, electric property and magnetic property, like that. And afterwards, what is the exact position of electron, to say Rutherford atomic model, Bohr's atomic model, and so many things like Heisenberg uncertainty principle, de Broglie wave concept. Okay, and then we will discuss about quantum numbers and electronic configurations. Believe me, without electronic configurations and their valencies and their oxidation states, the total chemistry will become very tough. So you must know all these things very clearly. So follow classes regularly about atomic structures. So we will continue this completely. Okay, so let's see one by one. So here I was already written. So subatomic particles I was written. So what are the subatomic particles? Here you have the subatomic particles, and don't get confused. These are the subatomic particles. What are those? Electrons, protons, and neutrons. Okay. So their nature I was given here clearly, and electrons are what? Negatively charged species. Nature means that only. Protons means positively charged, and neutrons means neutral species. Okay, they don't have any charge, and I was given before, so to avoid time wasting. So absolute charge of this particular electron in terms of coulombs, C means coulombs, so it is minus 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs, and proton plus 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs, and for neutron charge is 0. Okay, and relative charge in ESU, electrostatic units. So you have in ESU means electrostatic units. That's called relative charge. Very important in ESU. Excuse me. And absolute charge, both are very important. We will use for different kind of concepts like dipole moment, and even in second year electrochemistry there also charge of 1 mole of electrons how much, like that, everything we will discuss. So you must know all these things, values you must remember. That's why all charges and their masses I written at one place. Okay, so if you see the relative charge of electron, it is minus 4.8 into 10 power minus 10. Okay, and it is plus 4.8 into 10 power minus 10 ESU. What is the difference between electron and proton charges? Quantitatively they are same, means they are having same values, but only the magnitude is different. Negative sign for electron and positive sign for proton. Getting what I am saying? Not for mass, only for charge. Getting? So neutrons are neutral particle, they don't have any charge, even in coulombs, even in ESU, like that. Come to the relative mass of electron, it is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. You must write and you must remember all these values. And it is 1.672 into 10 power minus 27 kg. Which one? This relative mass of a proton, 1.60672 into 10 power minus 27. Same neutron has mass, charge is 0, but neutron has mass, that is 1.682 into 10 power minus 27 kg. And mass in AMU, able to see, I think so. Okay, AMU, atomic mass unit. It's 0.005468 AMU, atomic mass unit. So proton mass, it is 1.0074 something like that. Okay, AMU, atomic mass unit. This is exact hydrogen atomic weight. One we will consider no hydrogen. Yes, because hydrogen consists of one proton, one electron, one proton, and there is no neutron for hydrogen. So hydrogen, like the proton mass is like hydrogen. Okay, because hydrogen consists of one proton. So one proton mass only we will consider for hydrogen. and neutron, it is 1.0086 AMU. AMU means what is the meaning? Atomic mass unit. Got it? So have a screenshot and write down all these values. So we will discuss next what is the electron discovery and how proton was discovered and how neutron was discovered one by one. Okay, let's see all those things. First write down all this. Okay, thank you. So next, come to discovery of electron. Who discovered electron? As of you know, J.J. Thomson was discovered. Okay, discovered by J.J. Thomson, named by G.J. Stoney Library. So those are all things nowadays nobody will ask you, but better to understand. So next, discovery of electron. So J.J. Thomson was discovered electron by what? Cathode ray discharge tube experiment. How electron was discovered? Electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson by cathode ray discharge tube experiments. Okay, getting what I'm saying? So from cathode some rays will come out. Okay, so cathode means, you know, cathode and anode. Cathode means positively charged. Anode means positively charged. Cathode means negatively charged. Okay, so cathode actually negatively charged. Okay, so actually what the experiment he done, first I'll tell you. So first actually he was considered one discharge tube like this. Discharge tube is a glass tube which consists of two ends. One end consists of cathode and one end consists of anode. So this is cathode, actually minus, as I told you, minus. Minus means what, sir? That is cathode, here you have. And here you have Mr. Plus. Plus means what, sir? Anode. Okay, so both ends, this is glass tube. This is, okay, this glass tube consists of one cathode and one anode. Okay, both connected to high voltage battery. Connected to what, sir? High voltage battery here. Here you have HV. HV means what is the meaning? High voltage battery. And both was connected like this. And here you have a switch like this. Okay, once if you on this switch and current will flow in this way. Okay, so once current flow like this, and this is discharge tube which consists of only unreactive gases. Okay, unreactive gases means what? What is the meaning? Inert gases. So they won't take part in any reaction actually. So when from high voltage battery, when you are sending current, some rays was traveled from cathode to anode actually. He observed. How he observed? Actually, those rays who are traveling from cathode to anode are invisible. But backside actually, this anode behind one screen he kept. What is that? Fluorescent or phosphorescent screen, or this screen also made up of zinc sulfide. So zinc sulfide screen, that is. Okay, what happened when you on this switch? So current will flow in this way. So some particles ejecting from cathode actually. Those particles are unknown actually. So those particles are moving in terms of in a particular race, in the form of particular rays. They are moving towards anode, and when those rays hits this particular screen, they glow brightly. So this was observed by Mr. J.J. Thomson. So those particles consist of negative charge. How he said those particles consist of negative charge? Because they are moving towards positive side, they are moving towards anode. Certainly those rays who are traveling, so they are moving like this. What ray this is called? This is cathode ray. So cathode rays are moving straightly from cathode to anode. These are invisible. You cannot see. Those rays are traveling or not. How we can observe? When these rays hits the this particular zinc sulfide screen, they glow brightly. Means some particles are traveling from cathode to anode. We can observe. Getting what I am saying? So in this experiment, cathode rays are traveling from cathode to anode. So these rays, so cathode rays consist of what? Cathode rays consist of negatively charged particles. Okay, negatively charged particles. So finally, which are called, what they are called? Which are called electrons. Okay, and these cathode rays moves straightly. These cathode rays move straightly. From where to where? From cathode to anode. These are invisible or visible? These are invisible. You cannot see. These traveling from cathode to anode. Invisible. When they hit the screen, fluorescent screen, they glow brightly. So they consist of what charge? Negative charge. How he came to know? For this particular path, means for the path of cathode rays, perpendicularly he kept some electric field and magnetic field. So those rays are just deflecting towards anode actually. Means they are having negative charge, and they are when he kept a magnetic field, they are moving towards south pole. South pole is like a positive. So from those two experiments, he confirmed that yes, electrons consist of some negatively charged, cathode rays consist of some negatively charged particles which are called electrons. Already it understood? He did like this. So suppose this is the path of a cathode ray like this. So cathode ray is actually moving like this. So this is actually cathode, and here you have anode. If there is nothing, actually there is no external electric field, they move straightly from cathode to anode. Total diagram I am not drawing, so high voltage battery and all. So here they move straightly in absence of external electric field and magnetic field. But he kept some external electric field like this, external. So this is anode and this is cathode, and before this anode you have external anode and external, means extra we kept, anode and cathode he kept like this, to understand what type of particles are present in cathode rays. So actually in absence of these two, they are moving straightly, cathode rays are moving straightly, but when you kept this electric field, so they are just deflecting like this. Sir, why sir? This cathode, this is red color is what? This is cathode ray actually. This cathode ray was deflected towards external anode. Means these cathode rays consist of some negatively charged or not? Because actually they are moving straightly like this. Actually they are moving straightly, but unfortunately they deflected like this. Getting? Excuse me. In absence of electric field, they move straightly like this. But suddenly some external friend came. Who is that external friend? That electric field, anode. So these are negatively charged. Negatively charged suddenly moves towards what? External anode. Correct or not? Actually, I will move straightly actually. So if I am having any deviations, I'll move straightly. Suddenly some person came, I will deflect. My friend came, so I will deflect in this way. Correct? Otherwise, I'm just a small children, 4 years small children is moving like this. Small boy moving like this straightly. Suddenly ice cream parlor came. So what he will do? He will deflect towards ice cream parlor because he was attracted. Like that. So here also, if this external anode is not there, they move straightly. But suddenly external anode came, so they deflected. From this, what you can understand? Yes, cathode ray consists of some negatively charged particles. And the same, he kept some magnetic field like this. He kept some magnetic field like this. Same story. This is cathode and this is anode like this. Actually, they move straightly in absence of electric field and magnetic field. But he kept some magnetic field like this. This is north pole and this is south pole. So what happened? These rays deflected towards south pole like this. That means, yes, these cathode rays consist of some negatively charged particles, and by using those magnitude of deflections, he was given charge of electron as minus 1.602 into 10 power minus 19. Understanding what I am saying? So here those are very important, and these cathode rays are independent on nature of gases. Means what are the gases here we are taking is unnecessary. So any type of gas, but they must be unreactive, because when you are sending, if they react, they become solids. Great. So whatever the gases, but they must be unreactive. So cathode rays are independent on nature of gas. That point is very important. So I can write that here, I think so. Cathode, you must write all these things. Cathode rays are independent on nature of gases. So these are very important. So this is about the discovery of electron and given by J.J. Thomson. And one more thing, electrons are the lightest particle among these. Electrons, protons, neutrons. Do you know the mass of electron is, do you know that mass of electron is 1837, 1 by 1837 times to the mass of proton. This is very important, sir. This thing what I written here, very important. Mass of electron is 1 by 1837 times to the mass of proton. Means proton mass is how many times to electron? Proton mass is 1837 times more than electron. So electron is the lightest particle, independent. Getting? So this is about discovery of electron. If you understand discovery of electron, and discovery of proton will be very easy. Getting what I am saying? So these are very, very important. Okay.